I hope you understand, this is not where we try to manipulate God, where we try to coerce him. You can talk till you run out of breath and die and not have anything happen, except get exhausted. But when you tap into what the Father is saying, and that's what we were designed for, is to hear what the Father is saying, and in that moment say what he's saying, things change. One of our friends, I'll end with this, Kris Vallotton, one of my favorite stories of Kris is he was sitting across the table from having a meal. He and his wife Kathy were having a meal with some good friends of ours. And they had been married for, I think 60 years, something like that. They wanted to have children. They never could. It was actually impossible for them to have children. They finally found out. And the Lord spoke to Kris and said, tell them they'll have a child by this time next year. Well, that tends to make one nervous. How about if I go to my prayer closet and pray for that to happen, right? And he's really sweating bullets, getting to the place where he would be willing to say that. And he said, Lord, I can't do that. And the Lord spoke to him and said, if you don't say it, it won't happen. And the Lord spoke to him and said, if you don't say it, it won't happen. And the Lord spoke to him and said, if you don't say it, it won't happen. There are things that won't happen without your decree. They won't happen just because you wish for it. They won't happen even just because you prayed for it. Because, again, what we talked about last night, sometimes God would rather do something through you than for you. Sometimes we pray as our escape from responsibility. It's the truth. Sometimes we pray as an escape from our responsibility, because then the absence of an answer I can blame on the sovereignty of God.
The prophet of Bethel, Kris Vallotton, the prophet of Bethel, I think he's also probably saved. And I think even real prophecy and real healing are coming out of this group.